Alright guys, welcome back, and in this video we're going to be done with coding these stupid little rookie functions. It's time to step our game up a notch because I'm going to be teaching you guys how to pass arguments into functions. So what the heck does that mean? Well, sometimes your function is going to need an extra piece of information in order to work. And by that I mean if it's calculating the weight of something, or in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to take any amount of euros and convert it to US dollars. So of course the piece of information that you're going to need to give your function is how many euros do you want to convert. So again, it's not just going to print something out on the screen and do the same thing over and over again. It's going to take a number in this case and convert it. So it's going to be pretty sweet. So it's better if I just shut up and actually do this. So first of all, what it's going to do is it's going to crunch the numbers, whatever value you give it, and just print it out on screen. We're not getting we're not returning anything back to the function. So just write void. And in the next video, I'll show you guys what happens when you actually do return something back. But for right now, let's just stick with the basics. So like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to give a euro amount, and it's going to convert it to dollars. So convert to dollars is probably an appropriate name for this function. And what piece of information does it need from the user? Well, it needs a euro amount, and I'm just going to put that as a float, since it could be like 1.5 euros or whatever you call them. I know it's a float. Give me a break, guys. So basically in here you're making a variable. What type of information are you going to be passing in? Well, it's going to be a float. And what do you want to call the variable? Well, just euro. We know how to make variables. So after this, of course, your curly brackets, we have to first, let me add that return statement so I don't forget. Now, what I want to do is, since we already have a variable for euro, I also want to add another one for float USD. This is pretty much going to be our answer. And the formula to convert euros to dollars is just take whatever amount euro and multiply it by 1.37. So pretty freaking easy. And now let's just go ahead and print something out on the screen. So printf, and this function will just say we can format it like %f to 2 decimal places, euros, and then we'll put a little dash in. We'll say that what it was in USD or US dollars, and we'll kick it to a new line. So of course the first one is euro and the second one is US dollars. So very simple stuff. What we pretty much did is we created a function that takes any amount of euros, converts it to dollars, and prints out the result on the screen. So now we just need to do the boring housekeeping stuff. Say, when do you want to use this function? Well, right around here is good for right now. And then, of course, we need to prototype it, so whenever our program comes across it, it doesn't get confused. So now, of course, we're using this function right here, and we actually don't want that in there because that's just a variable. What we want to do is we want to give it some euro amount. So make a new variable right up here. I'll just name it like euro price 1, and we'll just test it out really easy to make sure it works. So basically, say that we have 1 euro and we're traveling overseas, or at least I live in America, and we need to know what the US dollar amount equivalent of this is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this value, which is equal to 1, and I'm going to pass it as an argument into this function. So this pretty much says run this function right here, and for your placeholder use this 1. So wherever this euro is, it pretty much treats this variable euro as 1. So it's going to say, okay, 1 times 1.37, let's run this bad boy and check it out. 1 euros equals 1.37 US dollars. Pretty sweet. Now another cool thing is this. Remember that I said that you can use this function as many times as you want without having to recode everything? Well, this is actually one of those useful examples. Say that we have, I don't know, 5.5 euros. We'll name this variable euro price 2. Well, we can just do something like this. Do this one for 1 and do this one for 5.5. And how awesome is that? No need to code this over and over and over again. You can do this as many times as you want. Piece of cake. And actually, to tell you the truth, you don't even need a variable name at all. Since this euro price 2 and euro price 1 is equal to a float, you can actually just pass in a float right here. So what if you had, I don't know, 21.3 euros? Well, what this is going to do is just going to say whatever value's in here, treat it as euro. Pretty freaking awesome. So again, that is how you pass an argument into a function. Again, an argument is just an extra piece of information that your function is going to need. So, well, plain and simple, that's how it's done. Hopefully you guys understand. If you don't, then ask me in my forum and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Also, if you want the source code for it, then look in my forum. All the source code's there. You probably already knew that. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.